exploring the beautiful continent of Europe. I want to show you how to do it and how much it costs. So here's my Europe travel guide. Europe is one of my all-time favorite places to visit. For the last 3 summers, I've made it a tradition to spend a month traveling all over the continent. While it can be expensive, I'd like to show you how to do it affordably. There are many variables that will affect your costs, but I'll do my best to help with a good estimate. I'll go over my costs for my trip first. So in 2018, I did an epic trip. I flew into Milan and then I spent 5 days in the Dolomites. So then I flew to Rome and then I filmed a cruise ship across the Mediterranean. After that, I went to Greece for about another week. I was in Santorini and Zakynthos. And then I went back to the Dolomites for another 5 days. And then I flew up to the top of Europe to Norway and spent my last part of the month there. And then I flew back home. And that trip ended up costing $3,000. I spent $1,300 for 10 flights. I spent $500 on rental cars and then $200 on gas. I spent $250 on lodging. And I averaged about $20 on food a day. So that was $600 for the month. And then $150 in random costs. So the next year for my month-long trip, I flew into Scotland and I spent about 5 days there. And then I flew over to Switzerland and spent a week road tripping around the Alps. Then after, I went to Austria and I road tripped that whole country. I flew to Sweden for a few days and then I flew down to Bulgaria and filmed a hotel and then I flew back home. So for that trip, I spent over $1,000 in rental cars, mainly because I was renting cars in very expensive places such as Scotland and Switzerland. I spent $400 on gas. I spent $1,500 on 9 flights. I spent $450 on food, and then I spent $300 on lodging. I was pretty cheap with my lodging. I slept in a car or an airport for about 25 out of those 30 days. It was a little tough. And then about another $150 on random expenses, and that totaled out to be $3,800. Keep in mind that when I travel, I'm going to a lot of places, and I tend to go to expensive places in Europe.